Message given by Mr. N. Daniel on 15th July 1954 in the 19th anniversary of the Laymen's Evangelical Fellowship. As I look back over these 19 years, I am simply amazed at what God could do with those who are most unworthy. We are conscious of our failures. How much of God's work have I spoiled by my inadequate preparation and the lack of humility is my question. One cannot be used of God till he knows he is nothing. The progress and the success of the fellowship are entirely the mercy of God. The victories are also to be attributed to him alone and his mercy, and the failures to us. When God calls a man, he provides for him. God definitely called me. My wife believed my call and stepped out with me into a life of faith. In the beginning of April 1935, he gave me the date of commencement of the fellowship as 15th July 1935. I was then in Kakinada in Andhra Pradesh, teaching in a school and soon to be the headmaster there. Till the 13th of July, I was still in Kakinada, waiting for grant of leave from school. On the 14th of July, my leave was sanctioned and I left for Madras. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel is still alive. What he says, he makes possible. I rented a house in Madras and knelt down with a friend on 15th July 1935 to commit the work ahead of us to God. Today, I feel like a lantern with soot on its glass. That is why his bright glory is dimmed and does not shine through in all its beauty. If I had been what he trained me to be in my college days, things would have been different. I think of all my weakness on this day. I ask your earnest prayers that we may be true to the core. We must be all that we profess and perfectly transparent. We must be full of truth within and without. The very existence of the church in India will be in jeopardy if you and I are not going to wake up and live up to the standards of a Christian. Indian Christianity, as seen today, is very much an intellectual Christianity, not a spiritual Christianity. This evening, I have no message to give, but only a request that you should pray for us, that we should first love Christ and then preach him. So far, we have glorified God to a small degree. People tend to make much of it, but that is not right. Now the question is, how much of God's work have I spoiled? The great desire of my childhood, that India should know and say, only Christ is God, is still far from fulfillment. South Indian homes need faith. A certain young man got converted in Vellore in Tamil Nadu. His mother was in a mental hospital. She had been there many years and never wanted to come home. I told him, your mother must be healed. He now had faith and prayed for her. God answered his prayer. His mother, of her own free will, said, I will come home. She has not said so for 15 years. The greatest harm that South Indian parents are doing to their children is not to give them faith. They want their children to be sources of earning money. The value of a mango tree is in the fruit it bears, not the wood it comprises of. Of course, it can be cut and its wood used as firewood. This way, its value is reduced almost to nothing. As a source of mangoes, it is very precious. Evaluating a child to the money it may earn is like reducing it to just firewood value. A parent who cannot impart faith does just this. How shall we remedy this situation? God has called us. I cannot do this work alone. We must all work together. Nothing less than first century Christianity will do. Nothing less than the positive thinking of St. Paul, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, will do for South India. I place before you the great need and then our own inadequacy. Let us weep with those that are weeping. All that I ask of you is your prayer, that we may be wholly sincere and true in living the word. Let us look to him who redeemeth our life from destruction, and crowneth us with loving kindness and tender mercies, in spite of all our failures.